So basically, I've created a custom data.json where there are slots for 2 months. So total there are 8 slots available, and I've inserted this data.json into the MongoDB database over here. Uh, so let's check the routes in the Postman. So suppose I'm signing up as a normal student, say student C, and here, yeah. And if I'm not specifying a role, so the role is by default as a student. I send it. It gives me the data back along with the token. I've excluded the password over here for security reasons. So if I want to log in again, so I'll just go to the login page over here, and student. It's, yeah. So this is the token that I get. Now this particular token is there of a student, and this is an admin route where I want to access all the basically appointments that are booked and are unbooked. So if I go over here and copy this token, so this is basically a student token over here, which I am using, and I want to see all the appointments. So there will be an error that you must be an admin. So yeah, and again I want to log in as an admin. So there is already a user as Mario, which is an admin over here. Yeah, so if I log in as admin, the role is admin again. So I've got the token, and I want to see whether I want to see all the appointments. So here I'm getting all the appointments which are there. Now I want to see whether only the occupied appointments. So I'll pass it as an query over here where the occupied property is true. Uh, so this will give me the occupied slots. So this has the student names, and it is not completed yet, so it's false. And the student has booked the slot 2, and the student B has booked the slot 5. So now, if the student wants to view certain slots, uh, so they must be a student, right? Okay. So over here, I'm using the first entry in the database, which has the role as student. So I'm currently logging in as a student. So basically, this is a route for the students to view the slots which are available to them. So over here, I have removed the occupied and completed slots from here, so the student can only see the free slots available. So this is done over here. Find where occupied is false. So the students can then book any of the slots from these. And if suppose the student wants to book certain slot, so this is a appointment ID, or we can say slot ID. So suppose another student wants to book the slot 3. We change it, the ID to this, and we send it. So now this has been occupied by student C. And again, now if the admin wants to see which sessions are occupied over here, so he will get three entries now. Student A, B, and C. Just a second. So here we are getting three entries: student A, student B, and student C. So student B has booked the slot 5. That is why he is present at the lower end over here. Uh, So yeah, and if suppose a certain student wants to access an admin route, so that is not possible. If I set the token over here to some student, so there will be an error that the required user must be an admin, not a student. And yeah, so that is the entire project, and this is the code base. So these are the controllers. So admin controller has get all appointments, which operates on the queries given. So this is the authentication controller for sign in and login, sign up and login, and these are the student controller to view slots and to book slots. Over here, only the slots which are not occupied are shown to the students, and we are returning the destructured slots where we are removing the occupied, completed, and student name. So yeah, and we are returning the destructured slot. So basically, these three entries can only be viewed by the admin and not by the student. And if the student wants to book a slot, so it is passed as a parameter ID, and it is being updated by the fields present in the body. Yeah, these are the routes for student, admin, and authentication. This is the authorization middleware. So over here we are checking the headers for the JWT token, and then we are verifying it with the secret. Uh, this is the admin authorization. So over here we have set the request.user to the payload present in the JWT, which is user ID and role. So there we are checking that if the user's role is admin, we are passing it on to the next middleware, and these are the API endpoints. So the admin has both authentication and authenticate admin as the middleware. And yeah,